welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia. Today I have 4 short comic volume reviews for you. Let's go ahead and get started with Welcome to New Japan, Ray. This is a comic volume by Matt Kent and Creighton Crane. It's a Valiant comic, and this is volume 1. This was a pretty interesting story, and the art was so cool. I really enjoyed it. Basically, it's about a futuristic world where the New Japan world sits right above Earth, in between the sun and Earth, and in this world there isn't any real crime, there's no murders, there hasn't been any, at least for a very long time. And whenever something like that happens, Ray comes into play. He is basically the law enforcer in this world, and there's been multiple different Rays with the years, and once one dies, another one is created. There's this fatherly image called Father, and basically it's like a computer device. It's like the life of New Japan, and this is what gives life to Ray, is what helps create Ray. So there's a murder in this world, which, like I said, it hasn't happened in a very long time, and Ray comes into play into trying to investigate the murder and find out what brought people to commit such a crime and to bring order back into this world. Along his journey into discovering what has happened, he starts to discover things about himself, and he is forced to make a decision that can change the entire world, including himself and his life as well. It was a very interesting comic, and the art was my favorite thing. Let me show you guys a few clips. It's just such a beautiful computerized almost kind of art. It's very futuristic, and I think it was very fitting to the entire storyline, which was really nice. So this is the first comic. Another comic I read and fell in love with was this one over here. This is Sonic the Hedgehog versus Mega Man Worlds Collide Volume 1. This is a comic by Archie Comics, and it was very interesting. I loved the artwork, and the storyline was pretty cool. Basically, their nemesis end up meeting in this dimension, and they decide to get together towards their mutual goal, which is, of course, get rid of this too. So they decide to introduce them both as enemies. So they plotted this entire way for them to meet and start to become enemies so that they could destroy each other. That way the two nemesis could get rid of them with one move, you know, kind of like killing two birds with one stone sort of deal. It was really interesting. Of course, in the end they noticed what was going on and things turned around, and they ended up defeating their nemesis, of course. But it was really interesting. I really liked it. I didn't expect to like it as much. I thought it would be a fast, easy, quick read, which it was, but I didn't think the storyline was going to be as well thought as it actually was. I really enjoyed it. So let me show you a little bit of the art, which is really cute. It's kind of childish. There's video games about both of this, so the art, of course, matches the video games. But I really liked it. I thought it was cute and enjoyable to read. Another comic I would like to talk to you guys a little bit about is Lola XOXO, and this is an Aspen comic by Saya Oms. The art style was my favorite part about this comic. The comic is based in a dystopian version of our world where an atomic bomb has gone off and the world is now a wasteland, basically. And Lola lost her parents, or she doesn't know what happened to her parents. After this point, she was very young when the whole thing happened, and she ended up basically taking under the wing of this man who also lost his family. They tried to search for her parents at the beginning of it all, but it was just too chaotic at the time, and they had to take refuge amongst other people and basically continue with their lives, or find a way to continue their lives. That's where the story begins. Now she's a grown woman, and she has been training her whole life because this man that took her under his wing, he's been preparing her in case you know, the wars were to happen, since now there's so much crime and there's such a mess throughout the world and you can't trust anybody. One day she takes off and she decides to finally go off into the world and search for her parents. She runs into this evil person and he controls part of this wasteland, and he's just this mean, powerful person that has like slave people and stuff like that. So she rebels against him, starts working for him in order to pay a debt, and then ends up rebelling against him. There's a lot of action in this story. It was pretty enjoyable. The downside to the story itself was just how childish her character seemed. I mean, she's a powerful woman and she's got all these abilities and she's super strong and she's a badass, but her internal personality, like what she writes in her diary thing, I don't know, just the way that she came across seemed too young in comparison. So there was a little bit of a clash between her abilities and her personality. But I still enjoyed the story, and I will probably still pick up the next volumes just to see what happens and whether she finds her parents or not. I'm still curious, and like I said, the art style was absolutely beautiful. I loved it, which of course I'll show you guys a little bit of it, but it's just the colors and the art style was really pretty. My favorite thing is the way that the colorings were done. I just really enjoy the different tones in the color, and everything seems just really nice and realistic. I mean, look at that, it's absolutely beautiful. And the last comic that I want to talk to you guys about is Death Sentence. This one is a Titan comic, and this is by Montanaro and Darling. This was the weirdest of the bunch that I'm showing you guys today. The storyline was kind of interesting but a little bit confusing at times. Basically, there is a sexually transmitted disease that gives people superpowers and then it kills them. So this story follows mainly three people. One is like a struggling guitar player artist, the other one is a struggling artist, I think like somebody that draws and paints, like artists of that sort. And then there's another person that I don't really know exactly what it is that he does. Like, he is just like a social figure, like a social media figure kind of person, like a famous person. And anyways, they're all infected by this disease, and the comic follows the different ways that they deal with this and how they confront each other and whatnot. Basically, that media person, which his name is Monty, if I remember correctly. Yes, he's like a media rogue, and his name is Monty. He goes power crazy, and he just wants to kill everybody and infect as many people as possible. And then the young girl whose name is Verity and the guitar player whose name is Weasel, they are recruited by this company whom I believe are probably the ones who started the entire disease. I mean, it's not set clear, but I think they're the ones who started the whole thing, and they're trying to amend for what they did. So they are recruited by them, and they're given this power and go through this series of tests to see where their strength lies and where their, you know, room for improvement lies and whatnot, training them in a way that they could one day face Monty, because they believe that they will probably be the only two people able to stop him. And like I said, he's gone crazy. The comic is very mature, and the storyline has the possibility of being wonderful. I did enjoy parts of it. Other things were just a little bit too much and too weird and confusing, and I couldn't really understand where exactly it was leading. So it was not my favorite, but I thought that it was still an interesting plot. The art style was pretty good. I really enjoyed it for the most part. This is what the art style sort of looked like. And let's see, I'll show you some more. I just have to be careful because, like I said, it's just very mature. I just figured, since I've been reading so many comics, why not share with you guys a few of my thoughts on them, and I can do videos like this where I can involve multiple comics into one video. That way I can tell you a little bit of each. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of videos. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you soon in another one. Bye!